Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGemz.com, KeishaGemz.com.
Greetings and welcome to Dropping Gems After Show. In this show, we will be doing extensive interviews, demonstrations, and more. My main show, Dropping Gems, is now being aired nationally, but can be streamed on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Alexa through Rude Rangers TV. This episode of Dropping Gems After Show is sponsored by Dropping Gems Academy and Dropping Gems Publishing. To learn more about maintaining a holistic lifestyle, visit www.droppinggemsacademy.
Would the weather keep you from going outside today? Don't suffer from annoying allergy symptoms. Claim your free gift. www.keishagems.com/courses. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Dropping Gems Academy is offering certifications that can allow you to turn your investment into a certified holistic practice. Use this introduction course as an all-natural alternative seasonal year-long allergy treatment option. Empowered with knowledge, you can help me spread awareness with the rest of the world. Driven by a passion for holistic studies, author Keisha Christian has listened to your requests and expanded the techniques shared in her acclaimed resource guide, Holistic Gems, How to Treat Seasonal and Year-Long Allergies Naturally into a full online course. The second installment in her published Dropping Gems series has inspired parents, teachers, naturalists, the therapists to reassess the way they handle seasonal allergy symptoms. Now this course will help you do the same. Sign up to get your free gift. The first 10 registrants get 50% off using the code DroppingGems50 at checkout.
For inquiries for sponsorship or advertising on this program, email info@KeishaChristian.com for more information. Welcome back. On today's episode of Dropping Gems After Show, we will be having an extended interview with travel expert Vania of Vania Travels. Her love of traveling started as a child. Her dad always found a way to take the family on vacation. Vania took her first cruise when she was 18 and was hooked ever since. She started her travel business in June of 2018. Vania loves to use her knowledge to help people build their dream getaways. Vania, thank you for coming on the show.
I'm so excited to be with you today. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. Oh, and I also have to tell you, Vania is also one of the other stars of Rude Rangers Entertainment. She's actually going to have a show coming out called Adventures with Vania, excuse me. The name of her show is called Adventures with Vania. So when she launches her episode, please check them out on the Rude Rangers app. Love that. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so let's get started and start talking about travel.
All right, sounds great. Sounds great.
So you got into travel because that's something you did as a family when you were younger. So you actually took that and turned it into a business.
Exactly. Yeah, when I was a child, my dad, it was like a reward at the end of the summer, like if you do good in school, summertime come, we're going somewhere. You produce, you do what you're supposed to do during the school year. Then summertime come, Dad was taking us somewhere. Sometimes we would drive. We've been all over Canada. I actually to this day still love Canada, Montreal, Quebec. We used to go all the time, and we would rent chalets and we would just chill in the house. And then, we would go all over Canada. Our first trip ever on a plane, we went to Disney. He took us to Disney. Back then, there was an airline around called Piedmont. And that's, whenever we needed to fly, what was great back then was how they had children fares. It's like if a parent is traveling, one child fly free. And that was excellent for us because me and then I had my three brothers, so they would wind up having to not pay for two of us. So that's how, we used to go all the time, but not anymore. They don't have children fares anymore. Now you got to pay full price for kids. But yeah, back then we used to travel. I loved it. And I picked up the bug. And, since I was a teenager, I always said, once I get older, I'm going to start traveling on my own. And then my girlfriend and we took a cruise when I was 18. And then that was it. That was it. I was like, this is so great. So, yeah, so that's how I got into cruising. And then I also decided, because my friends, whenever they're ready to go on vacation, whenever they want to go somewhere, they always would come to me and say, yo, Vania, how about this? Or Vania, how about that? And I would always give people advice, And I said, I should turn this into something. And then I decided in 2018, the opportunity came my way to join the travel business. And then that's it. Yeah.
Oh, so that's nice. So
Yeah.
I'm just curious, what did you do prior to starting your own travel business?
Well, I'm actually a teaching assistant. I work in a high school. I work in a high school. I'm a teaching assistant. I've been in the education field for as long as I can remember. When I was younger, I worked in daycare centers, and then I wound up going into the public school system. So yeah, I'm a teaching assistant, and then I do the travel on the side. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice. So
Mm-hmm.
that's even good because you have that background as in education.
Yes.
So you could actually teach people about the different places that they travel to. Nice.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, like once I started with the travel business, there's so many awesome trainings for us. They have webinars all the time, and all the companies, they have, trainings so that we can learn about the product. And I love it. I love learning so that, I'm not like one of those people that are going to try to sell you something that I have no idea about. If I'm telling you about it, it's because I took the time to learn about it. So that's what I do. I just study up on different destinations, different products that are out there, whether it's the cruise line. And then this way, when somebody comes to me, then I'm ready to provide them with the best thing that fits them. It's like you kind of like have to profile your clients because you have to know what it is they like. You can't just say, oh, okay, I'm going to send you here. You have to know what it is they're like. What do they want to get out of their vacation? Do they want to just sit by the pool, or do they want to go out on excursions and, to be active? So it's you really have to take your time and kind of like profile your client. So this way, that when they come back, they're going to be like, that was the best vacation. That was the best vacation ever. You don't want somebody to come back and say, oh my God, that was not, that wasn't, the place that you sent me had nothing to do with me. You want to make sure to connect with your client and make sure that you know exactly what they expect, what they want out of the trip, and then they will have a successful vacation.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
cool. So do
Yeah.
you actually like do a questionnaire or some sort of survey or something like that?
Yes, exactly. So when I talk to the client, I find out, well, what hotels have you stayed at in the past? You don't want to send somebody who's used to the Four Seasons. You don't want to send them to a budget hotel. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that it's in line with the vacations that they've taken in the past, And then also, if the clients have children, you want to make sure that there's stuff there for the children to do, or if the clients are traveling with grandma and kids and themselves. So you want to make sure that there's activities that would fit for each person that's traveling, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's very important to interview them and make sure that you know exactly what they want out of the vacation and what they expect to get.
Oh, that is so cool. And
Hmm.
you know what's coming up in my mind too, as far as like when you travel, I
Hmm.
know like with the airlines, you know, they a lot of airlines they charge for bags. So
Right.
as far as packing and things
Hmm.
like that, do you actually assist the client with that too? Because I remember you doing a demonstration when we had
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, when we
Yeah, it's definitely important. When sometimes when I'm dealing with clients, they say to me, "I want to fly only JetBlue," or "I want to fly only Delta." So you basically, when they say that to you, you basically kind of like go over with them to so that they're not surprised by any extra fees. You know, if you know that there's an airline that charges for overhead, then you got to make sure that they know this. You know, and it's like me, the way I treat a vacation when I'm planning it for somebody, it's as if I was going on that vacation, you know? So me, when I go on vacation, I want to know everything up front. I don't want any surprises. I don't want to get to the airport and then find out the extra fee for this. Sometimes you go to the hotels and they're like, you know, we have to charge you, you know, sometimes there's a service fee or sometimes there's, you know, there's different fees out there. So you with me, I want to make sure that my clients are well aware of what's going to happen, you know. Basically also what I do too, when my clients are going away on vacation, I always make like I make like a goodie bag, you know, stuff that they could use on the vacation, but then
nice.
also included is a folder, and it would have like if they purchase insurance, all the insurance information will be in that folder. If they, whatever it is, that whatever vacation they purchase, I always print out whatever it is. And then if there's any fees or anything extra, I make sure to highlight so that this way I know that I gave the client everything. And then this way they won't be surprised by anything with their vacation.
Nice. That's really
Yeah.
nice how you do that.
Hmm.
Really great. So as far as what I'm thinking too is like excursions. So
Right.
um if the client your client wants to do certain things on that trip, because I'm thinking like when I've gone on a cruise, there's certain excursions that
Hmm.
may not be part of the actual cruise that's like extra. So
Right.
can they do you go through that with them as well so they could
Hmm.
purchase those excursions?
Yep. So with cruises, the cool thing with cruises is once you're booked on a cruise and you get your invoice, if you scroll down to like all the way to the bottom, it'll give you instructions on how to sign on to their website, right? So what you'll do is you'll sign on to their website with your reservation, and you'll put your, you know, you'll make an account, and you sign on, you put your reservation in, and then you will see your exact cruise. It will let you know what shows are going to be happening while you're on vacation. It'll let you know if you want to purchase the drink package, anything extra that goes with your cruise, it will be in your account. So at that point, if you want to purchase excursions, you will also go to that account and you'll scroll and it will show you all the excursions that would be available for that trip. And then you purchase it beforehand. I always advise people if they're going on a cruise, it's always better to purchase your excursions beforehand. Also, make your dinner reservations beforehand. Anything that's dealing with the cruise, shows, things of that nature, I would do it beforehand because when you get on the ship, there's only going to be limited amount of space. You imagine if you're going on a ship and it has 2,500 people going, right? You want to make sure to get the dinner reservation that you want. You want to make sure to be able to go to the show at the time that you want. So I always advise people to anything that you could do before getting on the ship, I tell you, go ahead and do it. Also, another cool thing with the cruise lines now, before going on the ship, you put all your documentation in. Like if you're going to travel with your passport, you put your information in at that same website. If you're traveling with just your certain vacations. You can travel with just your um, um, the
Driver's
enhanced
license.
driver, right? The enhanced driver's license. See, there's a new rule that's coming out now, and I think it's going to go in effect October 2020,
Mm-hmm.
where if you're traveling to the Caribbean, if you're traveling anywhere, you have to have either a passport or an enhanced driver's license, or something that they're calling now something that's called a real ID. This
Yeah.
is something new that's coming down with the government. It was actually something that they signed a long time ago, and they just never pushed the issue, but they're pushing the issue now. And so it's very important. If you don't have a passport, if you don't have the enhanced driving license, that's something like really important to do. The last time I updated my driver's license, I got the enhanced. And basically, what the enhanced driver's license is, it's kind of like your passport. It has all
Mm-hmm.
your information. It's a special driver's license. And I think the way that it is, I believe, now when you update your license, it has to be the enhanced driver's license.
Yeah,
So it's,
definitely.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's definitely important. And it's funny because also clients, sometimes people, when they go on vacation, they say, oh, my travel agent didn't tell me this, or my travel agent didn't tell me that. Sometimes it's important to, kind of like do a little bit of research on your own. I know the travel agent is the one that booked everything for you. With me, I make sure that I let everybody know, but not everybody, not every travel agent is the same, So it's always important for you to know what documentations you need and whatever it is that you need before you go away.
Yeah, so
hmm
you actually I'm assuming that these are things that you actually go over with your
Oh
clients.
yeah,
Well,
definitely, definitely. I make sure, like I said, I want to make sure that everything goes off without a hitch. I don't want calls from the airport like, "Oh my God, you didn't tell me," da 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 da. Da. So I triple check and triple check myself, and then sometimes what I'll also do, um, even though I did, like, I'll give them the gift bag. I'll always just send that reminder text or the reminder email, like, make sure that you have X, Y, and Z, and just to be, just to be proactive. So in this way, they don't have any worries when it's time to go.
oh, nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, going back to when you talked about the enhanced license, I just want to let everyone know this is for those of us who live in the United States.
hmm
There's a law that was passed where in order to travel, even domestically within the
hmm
United States, you need
Yep,
to have an enhanced license. If not, you would have to travel with your passport. So
right.
just letting all you guys know who want to travel, and it doesn't have to be a driver's license. It could be a non-driver's license as well,
Exactly,
but it has to be
exactly.
enhanced in order to travel. I just wanted to add that.
Exactly. Another thing, dealing with the passport, is another thing that was passed through the government. When you have your passport and you're traveling, your passport cannot be expiring 6 months before your vacation. So,
Yeah,
like, let's say you're traveling in January, so your passport has to be still valid January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Your passport has to be valid still past July of that year. That's something else. So even though you update your passport every 10 years, technically now it's every 9.5. Especially if you plan on traveling, you got to make sure that your
oh, wow.
passport is, yeah, you got to make sure that your passport, one of my girlfriends, this happened to her. She was about to leave to go to Aruba with her family, and then she, by accident, the travel agent didn't tell her. By accident, she found out, she overheard somebody saying that, and lo and behold, she had to go to the passport place in Manhattan. And with that, when you have to go to Manhattan, you have to have an appointment. It's not something that you could just walk in. If you needed something expedited, like if you're traveling next week, you have to actually make an appointment, and then you go in, and you when you're when you need to do an expedited like that, you have to have your travel documents. You have to have travel documents showing that you're traveling in the next week, so that they will speed up, and they'll make sure that that you get your passport. Yeah.
Do
So
you have to pay
there's a
extra
lot of
for
things.
that?
Huh?
Do you have to pay extra for that?
Oh yeah, yeah. You got to pay extra for that because a lot of people, like I said, it's something that's new, and it's really, if you're booking with a travel agent, it's your travel agent's business to tell you, make sure that your passport is valid 6 months after you travel. Because if it's not valid, they will not allow you to travel on that. They won't. They won't. There's actually there's actually people who I've actually seen it done, where I'm going on a cruise, and the people get to the cruise port. They got luggage. They're ready to go, and then they don't have the right documentation. They don't have the right documentation. It's a Homeland Security issue. You cannot go. And I've actually seen them have to turn people away. So it's like, it's something that you really got to make sure that you have all your documentation. Another thing, if you're traveling, like let's say you're traveling with a child on vacation, and it's only one parent that's traveling. So in order, with a lot of the cruise lines, they require you to have a notarized note. Or like, let's say I'm taking my niece or I'm taking my nephew. I have to have a notarized note stating that it is okay for you to travel with my child. And a lot of the cruise lines require that. If you're going out of, if you're traveling with a child, and it's not your child, you have to have a notarized letter stating that it is okay for you to travel with that child.
I guess they do that for in the case of human trafficking. Human
Exactly.
trafficking. That's
Yes,
what I'm thinking
exactly.
as you say that. That would make sense. Since
Exactly.
so much of that is going on right now. Wow.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, Vanya, we're going to take a
Yes.
break right now to hear a
Okay.
word from our sponsor. And
Okay.
everyone, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for watching and listening to Just Dropping Gems. Now hear a word from our sponsor.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
Welcome back to Just Dropping Gems. Vanya is on here giving us so much, a plethora of knowledge all about traveling and the documents needed and things that are required and the new laws that have come out this year, October 2020, as far as with getting your enhanced driver's license. And also what I learned that I did not know about was the passport. And the fact that you need to get your passport renewed, not every 10 years, but every 9.5 years, because you can't travel if your passport is going to expire within 6 months of your date of travel.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I could see that, because in case you get stuck there or whatever,
Right.
your passport still has to be valid. So that definitely makes sense. Now, what I wanted to talk about was traveling and how it helps with your mental health. So definitely, let's talk about that a little.
Right.
One of the things
I think that's like one of my my main mottos is we work hard all year long. You know what I mean? So you have to have that little piece of serenity. I kind of when I go away, it's like I turn everything off. I don't I turn everything off. It's like when I go away, it's like something that I look forward to. And I just I get so excited with the planning and everything, and it just really, when you go away, I come back feeling like new. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can go back now. I'm not, you know what I mean? So it's definitely, you definitely need like a pause. Everybody needs that. You gotta go away, take care of yourself, because guess what? If you're not good for yourself, who are you good for? You know what I mean? You have to get you, in order for you to be able to help your family, in order for you to be in a good place, you know, you have to take those times to just step back and, you know, let everything go and relax. You know what I mean? It's so important. It's so important. Me, it's like I see blue water, and everything is right. Is everything is right with the world? You know what I mean? I see the blue water and I'm good. You know, but it's very important for us to do that. We got to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm even thinking like well, my last vacation I had went to Antigua, and
Mm-hmm.
I just remember every day I was on the beach, and
Yeah,
that was my happy place. Seeing that
yeah,
clear blue water and
hmm,
the white sand and
yeah,
absolutely nothing, because I did a lot
yeah.
of nothing on that vacation.
Exactly. I just sit on my balcony wherever I'm at. If I'm on a cruise or if I'm at a hotel, I sit on my balcony, or, you know, just go and sit in one of the lounges and just relax, you know, just kick back, not have to worry about, oh, what's, you know, what am I making for dinner tonight, or if little Johnny has homework tonight, or you know what I mean? Even the kids, they have activities for the kids, you
Hmm.
know, and they keep them involved, and you know, and a lot of the kids, they go away, and it's like they're so happy, you know what I mean? They come back and they're like so happy, and they're like, when are we going again, you know?
Hmm.
So yeah, it's something to really, you know, it's something I really look forward to. It just is such a great, it's like a release, you know what I mean? You definitely, because you we work hard like all the time, you know, so it's nice to do something for yourself, to just sit back and relax.
Yes, yes. I'm like curious, what are like some of your favorite getaways or countries or whatever that you like to book for your clients?
Okay, so I'm like big on Jamaica. I love
Oh,
Jamaica. I love Jamaica. I could go to Jamaica every year. It's just, I mean, the country and just the mountains, and just the air, just being able to sit poolside and just relax. I love going on cruises. Cruises with me, I mean, that's me. That's, if I could go on a cruise like every year, I'm good. You know, I'm in a good place if I can cruise every year. Cruising for me, I think, is so amazing, because how can you actually afford to go to sleep in one place and wake up the next morning, you're somewhere completely different? There's
mhm.
no way you would be able to afford it. Otherwise, you would have to fly from one island to the next island to the next island, you know? So that's why I really enjoy cruising, just being able to visit so many places. Um, Another big thing that I really like for my clients is Riviera Maya, which is in Mexico.
Mm.
Riviera Maya, they have so many beautiful um, hotels. It's like rich in culture, you know. Me, I think one big thing for me is when I go away on vacation, I like to immerse myself in the culture. I don't want to go on vacation just to just, you know, like lay back and I'm in the hotel and, you know, and I like, I mean, I like being able to, like, okay, so if I go to Mexico, there's actually this company that I follow on IG, um, and you can go to the cooking and do a cooking class. You know, you go there and then you cook your whole meal, and then you sit down with the class after
Oh.
you spend your time cooking with these people in the kitchen. Now you all sit down for a meal together. You know, I like doing stuff like that. Or even like when I went to Jamaica, my husband and I, we went to Appleton Estate, and you go through the Appleton Estate. They show you how the rum is made. You go through the distillery, and it's like so cool. And at the end, they let you taste the rum. If you want to buy rum, you can buy rum. Um, there was another trip that we did, an excursion, It's called Good Hope Plantation, and it's a plantation that's in Jamaica. And the cool thing about it, so many movies were actually shot there. That's where they shot how Stella Got Her Groove Back was shot there. And basically they take you through the plantation. They give you the history of the plantation, and then you get to meet the people that work there. And then when you're done with your group, you sit down and they actually give you an authentic Jamaican meal. I mean, it's like when my husband and I, when we look for excursions, we like to do stuff that that you get immersed in the culture. I'm all about that. I love doing stuff like that. I went to the Dominican Republic with my husband, and the cool thing about that, before I went, I don't know, something in my heart was like, yo, you got to go down there with like notebooks and coloring books and crayons and pencils and like school supplies. So I actually carried a whole carry-on luggage just full of that stuff, right? And I said to myself, I know I'm going to have the opportunity to go to a school. I know I will. And so when we went on our excursion, I said to the driver, I said, listen, I came down here with a bunch of school supplies, and I want to go to a school. Is it possible? He said, yeah. He said, go get the stuff. I will take you to a school. And me and my husband, we went into the school, and we brought the stuff for the kids. And you would have thought that we were giving them gold, because they love the notebooks, they love the crayons, they love, and they love to learn, these kids. And it was such a great feeling, because I knew before I went down there that I wanted to do something. I didn't want to go there and then, go and drink and then just leave. I love leaving an imprint. If I can leave an imprint, I love to leave an imprint. And those kids actually left an imprint on my heart, because I never forget that. The way I got to play with the kids and hang out with the kids, it was such a great experience.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So
Yeah.
not only with you going on vacation, just having a good time, but also doing charitable works while you're there as well. That's cool.
I love to do that. Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So do you also like book cruises? Do you also book getaways or trips? Like, say I wanted to go to countries in Africa. I know we had the year of the return. So you probably did that, where you were booking trips to, it was 2019, am I correct? The year of the return?
Yeah. So I definitely, it's interesting that you asked me that question, because I had a client who called me and was telling me that, I want to go, and actually when this client called me, it was when I first started, and he called me and he was like, I want to go and I want to experience I want to go to Egypt, and I want to go to the pyramids, and I want to do this and I want to do that. And honestly, when he called me and asked me about it, I had not heard about it yet, because I was just starting into, and I said to him, listen, give me like a couple of days. I will research and I will get you the information. And he's like, all right, perfect. And I deep dived. I looked and I looked and I looked, and I made sure to find the best, combination. And what happens with that trip, he actually had to go to 2 different destinations, because Kemet is where you have certain pyramids and things of that nature, but you cannot go to Kemet and not go to Luxor. So I built the trip for him. I had him stay in Kemet for a couple of days, and then he took a short plane ride to Luxor, and he stayed in Luxor, and then did the pyramids and things over there. So, at that time, like I said, I didn't know anything about it, but I was determined to get this man what he wanted, and it was exactly what he wanted, and he loved it. I have another girlfriend who wants to go to Japan with her daughter, and I was like, Japan? I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I can do Japan. And it just so happened that in the city, at the Jacob Javits Center, every year they have what's called the New York Times trade show, and people from all over the world, they come and they tell you about their product, and it just so happened that Japan was there. There was so many people from Japan, and I went and I asked them questions. I got resources. So I am in the midst of planning a trip for her and her daughter to go to Japan, because my girlfriend's daughter, she decided she did not want a graduation party. She wants to go to Japan.
That's
So
my girl. Sounds like me.
yeah, yeah. So my girlfriend's daughter, that's what she wants, and so they're going to. We are, like I said, in the midst of planning her trip for Japan. So yeah, it's really great. There's so many cool places and cool things to go and explore. And my thing is, if you and your girlfriends or you and your friends, if you have a common thread, like let's say when I went to the same thing, the Javits Center for the show, all the Caribbean countries were there, and they came in and they told us when Carnival is. And I mean, let me tell you, I know people who are so into Carnival. Imagine taking a trip to Trinidad for Carnival, or going to Guadeloupe or Martinique or whatever. And so, yeah, so it's, I mean, I love just learning about stuff. I really do. I learn, the more I learn, it's like it's like a sponge. I love to learn about stuff. So then this way, I never know when somebody's going to come to me and say, I want to go to this or I want to go to that. So I'm constantly learning. They have so many resources for me to learn, and they're always offering webinars. So like I said, I just keep learning, so in this way, when I have a client come to me, I'll have the knowledge to help them get what they want.
Oh, that is so cool. Definitely. I have to tell you, when I'm ready to plan my trip, whenever we actually get through this COVID-19 that's taking place right now, during the time of this recording of this show, definitely I'm coming to you, because I have some places to come.
Yeah, my thing is, if you ask me a question, I might not have the answer right away, but trust and believe I will come back with the answer exactly what you need. I love researching, and I love, even though it's like, I know I'm not going on a trip. That's the thing with my husband. My husband's like, okay, you can get excited, but pump your brakes, because you ain't going on that. So it's like every time I'm researching, I'm like, yo, did you know such and such and such and such? He's like, okay, listen, I know when you get that look, he's like, you need to relax, because that's not you going away, that's them going. So,
visualizing it. So that's
yeah. But my thing is, I get so excited. And the funny thing is, like, when my clients are away, forget about it. I drive my husband crazy. I'm like, every day, oh my God, I wonder what they're doing right now. Oh, you think they had dinner right now? Oh, today's, such and such. They must be by the pool right now. Or my husband's like, oh my God.
Well, I know what to do. If I book a trip with you, I need to take pictures and send them to you.
Yes, exactly. So, I definitely have a passion for this. It's something that I love, and I don't, and it doesn't mean, it's not me always going away. If I can, plan a trip and the person comes back and they're smiling and they're happy, then, that makes me happy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just have a passion for it. I love doing it. And if that means I'm daydreaming about going to Africa, then I can daydream about going to Africa, But yeah, like I said, I just love it. I really do.
Oh, that is so cool. So cool. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to take another break. And thank you so much for watching and listening to Just Dropping Gems. Dropping Gems is a proud partner of Rude Rangers Entertainment. We could be found on Roku, Alexa, or you could download the app on your iOS or Android devices. Hello and welcome back to Just Dropping Gems. We have on today travel expert Vania yours. She was on here giving us some great tips about traveling and excursions and different places that she has booked for her clients. And I have to tell you, Vania, I really appreciate you coming on the show today and really sharing your expertise with us as a travel agent and all that you do and the places that you have shared with us that you have booked for your clients. Definitely, once we get through COVID-19, the coronavirus, definitely we'll set our sights. People should start setting their sights on traveling, whether it's nearby or just being in your own neighborhood and having a vacation that way, or actually traveling to another country. Definitely something that I feel as though people should do. It's not just a luxury, but it's also needed to help us reset with our own mental health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another cool thing being, that we are going through the COVID-19 thing right now. A lot of sites are allowing you to do virtual things right now. A lot of sites, there's actually, whether if you're into the orchestra or if you're into museums, everyone is just basically opening their doors and saying, come and look. One cool thing that I never thought that I would actually be able to do, I found a site that you're actually able to look inside of Buckingham Palace. So it's a virtual tour, and you get to go through all the rooms, and I'm like, okay, I could do this. I'm like, I could just sit here at home and go through Buckingham Palace. You got to find ways to just like not constantly watch what's being reported on TV. It's not good for you. That's one thing that people are saying. While everybody's home, you should try and find something. Like, let's say you want to learn how to play the piano, or you want to learn a new skill, or you want to hone in on a skill that you have. So you should be taking this time right now to do those things because you are at home. You know what I mean? And I am taking this time right now, like I said, to do more trainings. A lot of times the webinars that they have, it's during the day when I'm normally at work. So I'm able to take part in those kind of things now because I am home. You know what I mean? The thing is, I think people should just dream. Right now, dream about, wherever it is that you want to go. And I bet you'll find somewhere online that you can do, like I said, one of these virtual tours, I think that's the cool thing, that everybody's trying to find a way to help people get through, help people get through this. So if you're home, try and find these things to help you. Another really cute thing that I found, all these stars are reading books online. So
yes.
Their favorite, reading their favorite books. It's like you see in times that are hard. That's when you see, people step up and do stuff. There was a young lady who travels to work every day, and being the fact that she's home, she's not using her Metro card. So she decided to put a post, hey, does anybody need a Metro card? And next thing you know, she has all these people who joined her and said, I'm not using my Metro card and I have all this money. So what she wound up doing, she made an organization where she's collecting people's cards that they're not using and giving it to the essential workers that are, that have to continue with the, and so that's easing a burden for them, in these times. It's like you see different people step up and do stuff, and I'm just amazed by that. Yeah, I'm amazed by that.
Yeah, that's nice that, you're really putting it on the positive, because there's a lot of negative going on right now. Definitely. I love that. Really.
Yeah. You definitely have to turn, sometimes you have to turn that off, because it'll drive you crazy. You know what I mean? You have to turn it off. And on days that it's nice out, even though you, like with me, I have asthma, so it's hard. I don't want to go out there and catch something or whatever. So me, when it's nice out, the sun is out, I'll go and I'll sit around back, and just to get the sun and get some fresh air. Um, yeah, and I see a lot of people, they're doing family walks at night. It's cool. You have to get out and do something.
Yes.
Otherwise you drive yourself crazy.
Yes,
So
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. Well,
Hmm.
thank you so much, Vanya, for coming on today.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. And everyone,
Definitely.
thank you for watching and listening to Just Dropping Gems. Peace, blessings, and holistic health to you.
All right.
I'm giving away a Roku Premiere valued at $50. You could do 4K, HDR streaming on live TV, and your favorite cable channels. In order to win this Roku Premiere, all you have to do is follow and tag me at Dropping Gems with a Z on Instagram in a meditative pose. Use the hashtag Meditative Moment Challenge. The winner will be selected on August 5th. Thank you so much for watching Dropping Gems, holistic health, and much abundance to you. See you next week. Peace and blessings.